Have you ever wondered why cats never share their food? Well, the answer is actually deeply rooted in their instincts. Cats, whether they are domestic pets or stray street survivors, all carry the same natural programming when it comes to food. In the wild, a cat is a solo hunter. It catches its prey alone, eats alone, and protects its meal because survival depends on it. And this instinct doesn't just disappear because they are living in a cozy home or roaming city streets. Even a well-fed domestic cat still behaves like food is a precious treasure. And for stray cats, it becomes even stronger, because every bite truly matters. So in both cases, sharing food is not something they naturally understand or prefer. To a cat, food is not sharing is caring. It's more like guarding is surviving. And now let's be honest. If it's an orange cat, then forget sharing completely. That's a different level of confidence. Orange cats operate on one rule. No sharing is the only way of self-care. If you try to take even a bite, you might get a look that says, "Nice try, this is officially mine now." So whether it's a pampered house cat or a street-smart stray, the logic is the same. Food is serious business, and sharing is optional only in human imagination. Cats have a very unique personality blend. They are independent, but still deeply attached to humans. That's what makes them so special. Unlike many animals, a cat doesn't obey. You earn its trust. And once you do, it chooses you. Not because it has to, but because it wants to. One of the biggest reasons people love cats is their emotional mystery. They don't express affection in loud or obvious ways. Instead, they show it in subtle signals, sitting nearby, slow blinking, quietly following a person, or simply staying present without demanding attention. It feels understated, but very powerful. Cats also have a strong sense of control. They like to decide when to come close, when to leave, when to observe, and when to ignore everything around them. This creates the impression that they are not just animals, they are independent personalities sharing the same space. And yes, their domination energy is real. Cats often behave as if they are in charge of their environment, choosing the highest spot, observing everything from above, and calmly occupying the best position without asking permission. But at the same time, they are deeply observant and emotionally aware. They notice routines, moods, and even absence. That silent awareness builds a connection that feels unspoken but strong. This combination, independence, mystery, control, and quiet attachment, is exactly why people don't just like cats. They feel drawn to them. It makes me remember that evening. It was one of those moments that doesn't feel dramatic at first, but stays in your mind like a strange memory you can't fully explain. A man was near his car, everything completely normal around him. Traffic moving, people walking, the usual noise of the street. Then, out of nowhere, a cat appeared. It didn't behave like a typical stray or a curious animal. There was something unusually calm, almost intentional about its movement. It walked straight toward the car without hesitation, as if it already knew where it was going. And then it happened. The cat jumped onto the car. First the bonnet, then slowly the roof, and it settled right at the center like it had claimed the place. No fear, no rush, just complete stillness. The man tried to react normally, calling it away, clapping his hands, even making small movements to scare it off. But nothing worked. The strange part was not that the cat didn't move. It was that the man also started feeling like he couldn't rush either. There was this unusual pause in everything, like the moment itself had slowed down. The cat just stared, not aggressively, not playfully, just steadily. And somehow that silent gaze created a strange sense of control over the situation, as if the car wasn't something to drive at that moment, but something to wait beside. Cars passed, people looked, but that small space around the car felt frozen in its own world. The keys started swinging gently as the cat played with them, tapping them, watching them move, completely focused. There was no fear, no hesitation, just calm curiosity mixed with control. Then it paused. The cat lifted its head and looked around slowly. Not in a distracted way, but like it was scanning territory. Left side, right side, front, back. Every direction it looked at felt like it was silently marking space, as if the entire area around the car was becoming part of its personal domain in that moment. It wasn't just sitting on the car anymore. It was acting like it had claimed it. Even the car didn't feel like an object at that point. It felt like part of the cat's temporary world, something under its quiet observation. And then, just as suddenly as it started, the cat stood up, stretched slowly, and walked away without even looking back. Everything returned to normal instantly, but the feeling didn't. Because it wasn't just a cat sitting on a car. It felt like a moment where silence took over logic, and presence became stronger than action. And that was not the end. It was only the beginning. After that incident, something changed in the man. He no longer looked at cats the same way. Wherever he saw them, he would stop, watch, and quietly feed them. Slowly, care turned into habit, and habit turned into connection. In some cases, he even adopted them. Over time, people started noticing the change. He began speaking about cats differently, like they had a silent power in their presence, a strange way of influencing emotions without doing anything at all. His story spread quickly. Others came forward with similar experiences, moments where cats seemed unusually calm, intense, or strangely controlling in their presence. And soon, people gave it a name. They called it the cat cult. If you liked this story, don't forget to like and subscribe. And tell us in the comments your own cat cult story. How did you first fall in love with cats? Or when did you realize they had that strange, magnetic charm? Because maybe every cat has its own silent story waiting to be discovered.